Hello, everyone. We're back again. First off, Artblade mentioned I messed up the time, and that was when I was setting it up. I hit 4:30 instead of the 00. So that's if you got a notification for the wrong time, that's why. And sorry about any confusion. No matter what it says, it'll always be 4 o'clock, as long as we're having one. So just to let you guys all know, even if I make another mistake, it's definitely 4 o'clock all the time. Let's see who we've got. There's Artblade, of course. Brandon P is here. Mortica, I'm guessing, or Mort Wonka. I'm not sure. Lady Peacock, hello. I think this might be the first time I've seen your name pop up. Good to see you. Marcus Samoans, good to see you. Mortic says it's 10 o'clock in Norway. That's very interesting. I think you might be my first Norway listener who's stopped in, at least that I'm aware of. So that's very cool. Lady Peacock says it's 9 o'clock there. Marcus Samoa says, I love the dragon chips. Yeah, they were pretty fun, I thought. Mohammed Laving says, hi, it's midnight here. Pink face tears. I have no idea what that means, but okay. Lady Peacock says, I'm in the UK. Marcus Simones is in Brazil, and it's 6 o'clock. Right? You really shouldn't be trying to do math on a live stream. That just makes me look bad. Anyway, I'm glad everybody stopped in. It's great to see you. And Brandon says it's 8 a.m. Monday in Australia. Mama says it was an emoji, LOL. Oh, it didn't pop up on the chat for some reason. I'm not sure what that's about. Bobby Cobb says 3 p.m. in Missouri. Oh, I see Big Pete's here. Always great to see you, Pete. Glad you could make it. Philip Metcalf. Hi, I just finished an Unwelcome Journey. Great job. I have also completed your Portal series. Any recommendations? Probably the Divine Key trilogy. If you haven't read it yet, would be a good one to go on to. Lady Peacock says, just finished an Unwelcome Journey. Absolutely loved it. Very good. I'm glad to hear it. Star Tech says 9 p.m. in London. Darwin Dominguez is here. Good afternoon. Good to see you, Darwin. Thanks so much. Glad to hear everybody was enjoying the new audiobook. Marcus Moan says it was incredible. Very good. Philip Metcalf says thanks. You're welcome. Artblade. Hi, Lady Peacock. Didn't I recommend my channel to you in someone else's comment section? If you did, Artblade, I'm very, very grateful for that. It's always great to have somebody new pop in. Darren says, love the new book. Thanks for your amazing content. You're very welcome. Glad to hear it. Lady Peacock says, oh, yes, you did. Dark Sonia, maybe? I don't know what that is. Mordecai says, I love this new series. I wish in the future you could go back and do a book about the Arcane Lords before the Portal War saga. Maybe. Big Pete says, thanks, mate. Just finished the Dragonspire Chronicles. Very pleased with the ending. No spoilers here. Thank you very much for that. I always appreciate people not leaving spoilers. Pleased with the wrap up at the ending and didn't see it coming with Yaz. Good. If you didn't see it coming, I did something right. Artblade says, I did recommend it to someone. That's good. Hopefully they found it and liked it. James, my son just read Forge of Ashes. He loved it and will now start one of yours, The Squire. Oh, very good. I hope he enjoys it. Lady Peacock says he's a creepypasta narrator. He has a 24-hour live stream. 24 hours. When does he sleep? That sounds like a awful lot of narrating. 24. Yeah, I figured that's what you meant. Well, it's good to hear everybody enjoyed the new book. I'll be making the second book live as soon as the live stream is over. So that's something for you guys to look forward to. I'm hoping you'll like how it goes. I left you on a bit of a cliffhanger at the end of book one, so. Let's see. We got 12 watching. Very good. Darwin says OMG, G. Lady Peacock says fantastic. Marcus Momo says, how do you decide the cover art for your books? Usually it's a scene from the story. Usually I try for one that won't give anything away, too much away at least, and conveys the main thing is it has to convey the genre clearly. So that's the main thing. Dom CM says, what book? The next book in the Soulbound saga. It's Darkness in Tiber. Phil Mike says, oh no, now I have choices to make. LOL. Darwin Dominguez says, yeah, it was a cliffhanger. Not a hard one though, just enough to set up the next story. Marcus says, don't forget the likes. Yes, I appreciate that. Thanks, Marcus, for the reminder. Big Pete says, must admit the artwork of your books is really good. Yeah, my artist is amazing. He's done, I think, let's see, 20 books for me. Something like that. Mohammed Lamy says, do you ever write a book which you feel is not so good, but when it's released, people absolutely love it? I'm a terrible judge of my own writing. I don't always think much of my stuff is good, but luckily other people have not agreed with me. So I remember when the Hidden Tower came out, the first book of the Portal War saga. When I released that, the first 3 reviews were a 2-star and 2 1-stars, and I was like, oh boy, I don't think this one's going to go over very well. But I guess the haters got in first because it's really it's been probably my best seller I've ever had. Certainly my most popular. I think we're up to, if we're not to 200,000 views on that one, then we're pretty close. Artblade says, oh yes, the new book. Excellent story. I'm hooked. Of course I am. The way you write has been perfectly down my alley. Okay, good. I'm glad to hear it. Lady Peacock says, I agree. I love the artwork. Some can be cheesy elsewhere, but these are smooth. Yeah, you don't want to go too crazy with it. I like some of the old Larry Elmore and Todd Lockwood covers for the Dragonlance series. Those were quite good. A little bit different style, though. Darwin says, props to the artist. It's exactly how I imagine the books. Yep. He does a great work. He's an artist from the Philippines. Lady Peacock says, seriously? Portal Wars was stunning. Yeah. I really didn't know how the way it started. I had no idea how it was going to work out. You don't really want your first 3 reviews to be quite that low, but by the end of the week, I think the average was back up to 4. So, and then it climbed up from there. I think it's at 4 and 4.1 or 4.2, something like that. But I understand why some people might not like it, just because that series is pretty dark, and if you're not into like, darker stories, that might not be your cup of tea. If you could choose the cast for a movie based on one of your books, who would be the actors or actresses, and what book would you choose? Oh boy, that's tough. I know the only character I ever wrote where I really had an actor in mind for it was Mose from the Dragonspire Chronicles, and I wrote him with Michael Jai White in mind to play him if there was ever a movie. I thought he'd be perfect to play Mose, the retired ranger. I don't know if you've read or listened to that series yet, but he's the one actor I definitely had in mind when I was writing a character. Mohammed says, I see Tom Holland playing Otto. Maybe it's just me. Tom Holland. I know that name just because. Was he one of the people who played Spider-Man? I feel like he was in Spider-Man. Big Pete says, I like the Portal Wars because I like the intrigue of the politics of the situation. Yeah, politics is definitely part of it. You probably like the new series too because there's some politics in that. The second book especially has more of the political infighting and stuff. I pictured Mose as more of a Moorish type. I don't know. I always thought that guy, Michael Jai White, would be good to play that part. I could definitely picture him in it anyway. Because he's such a good martial artist. I'll be listening to it tomorrow. Okay, good. It'll definitely be there. Mordecai says, you and Terry Goodkind are the best fantasy authors I come across. I have listened to 300 plus fantasy books. Yeah, I like Terry Goodkind. It's kind of a drag when he died a couple of years ago, but Baffleton, I think. I'd like to see a second series about Abby becoming a wizard as well. I don't even know if Abby is going to be a wizard. Mama says, how about Xander? I always picture a Korean dude. Xander? Let's see. That would be Death and Honor? No. Xander is, at least I always pictured him as just a dark-haired European type of fellow, because Gabriel is a blonde-haired white fella, so they're brothers, so it'd be weird if Xander was Korean. Marcus says, I imagine Terry Crews is Mose. Yeah, I don't know. Terry Crews, I'm not super familiar with his work, but he seems a bit more, I don't know, lighthearted maybe than I imagine Mose. It's a fairly intense character, so I don't know. I suppose he's a good actor. He could probably play the part, but I'm not sure if he's got the martial arts sword fighting moves that you would need to play Mose. But he's definitely got the look and the build for it. Who else? I could see Jeremy Irons playing Otto's father. Mohammed Lamy says, thoughts on the Last of Us series just released on HBO? I don't have HBO and I haven't seen the show, so not really. I hope it's good for people who are fans of it, but yeah, I have no idea. Lady Peacock says, "Ooh, yes." That's one vote for Jeremy Irons to play Otto's dad. Baffleton says, I just think it'd be a good twist if Abby became a wizard as well after Otto and having a bitter relationship with Otto until she finds out the truth. Yeah. Maybe, I don't think so, but we'll see. If I even write another book in that series. Did someone who's watching The Bad Batch? I haven't seen it. I know it's on Disney Plus, which I don't have. So Jeremy Irons is a great choice. Yeah. Who else would be good? Who would make a good mom for Otto? Swiss Medic says hi. Hello, Swiss Medic. Glad another new name's great. You could stop in. Art Blade, nice that Lady Peacock is the one person to whom I recommended your channel. We're not even acquainted, and she actually shows up. I'm glad my memory didn't fail me when I recognized your name. Yeah, great work. I always appreciate you guys recommending the channel to anybody. That's really the best way to find new readers and new listeners or subscribers or whatever. So if you want to, anybody wants to share, the channel and recommend it, that's awesome. I definitely appreciate it. Baffleton says, sorry, trying to be vague to avoid spoilers. Yeah, no, that's definitely good. I appreciate that. Marcus says, Helen Mirren for Otto's mom. Yeah, I could see that. Or maybe Judi Dench. She might be a little bit too old, though. I'm not sure. Dom CM says, any you recommend for a good fantasy listen? If you're looking on YouTube, I'm not really sure. There aren't a lot of fantasy authors who put their complete novels on like I do. I think Lindsay Buroker has some book ones you could check out, but then you'd have to buy the rest of the series. So I'm not sure if that's anything you'd be interested in. Marcus Samoa says Liam Neeson for Otto's dad. Yeah, I could see Liam Neeson playing that part. And Mohammed Levy says Rosamund Pike for Otto's mom. Yeah, I'm not too familiar with Rosamund Pike. Baffleton says, I recommend your books all over. Half my Discords have your links. Oh, that's awesome. I appreciate it. I noticed since I started posting new audiobooks, the subs have started getting a little bit quicker. So that's nice. I'm up to getting 50 or 60 subscribers a day now. So I'm sure between new uploads and you guys' recommendations has a lot to do with it. Says, how about Audible? And I have listened to some of her books there, and they're great. Let's see. I'm trying to think. I personally read a lot of light novels, and most of those aren't recorded as audiobooks for some reason. Any of the big fantasy series, I'm sure, would be amazing. If you're trying to get the most out of an Audible credit, you can't go wrong with Brandon Sanderson for length. Marcus Simone says that you watch Avatar 2. No, I actually haven't even watched Avatar 1. What about some sci-fi news? I'm not sure just what sort of sci-fi news you're like about my writing. I'm not planning any new sci-fi books right away. Mohammed Lamy says, I imagine The Rock playing Daktari for some reason. Maybe because you saw him as Black Adam, and that's sort of the same, the Egyptian is sort of the same as the High Kingdom, so something like that. But I don't actually picture The Rock as Daktari. Who would make a good evil wizard? Alicia Vikander for Otto's mom would be good. Yeah, not sure who that is, to be honest. Lady Peacock recommends Battle Mage series on Audible. She can't remember the author. Baffleton says, I would love to see a continuation of your Death and Honor series. The one about the two brothers. Yeah, that was Death and Honor. Yeah, you never know. I've got so many new ideas, it's kind of hard to go back to the older stuff. Peter Flannery must have been the author of the Battle Mage series. Very good. We always appreciate recommendations on this channel, so thanks so much for that. Marcus Mo says, for fantasy, a good choice is Robert E. Howard. And Big Pete agrees. Yes, I have all of the Conan books, as well as the Solomon Kane books on my shelf back there. I don't think you can probably see them, a little too blurry, but I do have them all in hardcover. Artblade says, Lindsay Baroker did upload a whole series on YouTube. While the first book was fun, the follow-ups were, at least to my taste, too much of erotic fantasies that at one point I couldn't stand anymore. Yeah, she uploaded all of her complete series, and then for some reason YouTube demonetized her, and she took down all but book ones. But the book ones, I'm not sure what that was about, but Swiss Medic says, I think if an actress were to play Otto's mom, Jennifer Garner would be good. Let's see. How old is Jennifer Garner now? I don't know. For some reason, I know she's got a kid or two, but I just don't think of her as playing a mom for some reason. Pablo Escobar says, hi, James. Hi, Pablo. Good to see you. I've just finished listening to the second book of Shadow Magic. As always, it catches and keeps the interest of the listener without revealing the mystery of the plot. Thanks for your work. Oh, you're very welcome. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Baffleton says, you won't find it in audio format, but John Ringo's Ghost series is yum. Marcus Simone says that after an unwelcome journey, just go to my DVD collection and start to rewatch Rome, the HBO series. Very good. Swiss Medic says, Google says she's 50. Yeah, that's about right. She could definitely play Otto's mom. Because Otto's like 18 at the start of it, so yeah, I think she could definitely play Otto's mom. Although is Jeremy Irons that much older than her that it would be weird if he played Mohammed Laving says Austin Butler for Wulfric. I have no idea who Austin Butler is, so Lady Peacock says, well, in that case, I can play Otto's mom. Yeah, I suppose. I don't expect any of my stuff will ever get made into a movie, but it is fun to speculate. Let's see, who else? Oh, I was trying to think who would be good to play Daktari other than The Rock. Marcus Simone says Jeremy Irons is 79. Yeah, that might be a little too 74. But that might be a little bit too old. Lady Peacock says just having fun with it. Yeah, absolutely. Brandon P says, have I read Mageborn by Michael G. Manning? No, I've never even heard of it, but I'll check it out at some point. My to-be-read list is about half a mile long at this point, so. Oh, I know who I was thinking of. I don't know his name, but you know the guy that played Imhotep in the Mummy movies? I bet he'd make a good Daktari. Mohammed Laving says, I imagine tall, blonde, handsome man for Wulfric. That's why I suggested Butler. Yeah, tall, blonde, handsome man describes Wulfric very well. The guy who played Paul Atreides in the new Dune movie would be good for Otto. Yeah, I haven't seen it, but Swiss Medic says, "What's your main inspiration for your writing? Is it all from your imagination?" It's all from my imagination, but it's also, everything you read and watch and listen to, it all kind of goes into your brain and mushes around like a blender, and then something new pops out. But just as an example, the Soulbound saga was inspired by, I imagined if you took ancient Rome and then jammed the Spanish Inquisition into it, that was sort of the inspiration for that setting. Mohammed Lamy says, Arnold Vosloo, you mean? Yes, that's it. And Arnold Vosloo. I couldn't think of his name to save my life. Marcus Simone says, you mentioned Solomon Kane. This book just got released in Brazil. Mine is in the mail right now. Oh, good. I hope you enjoy it. It's quite an old book. I'm surprised it's just coming out now. I think it was published back in the 20s or 30s, originally. But yeah, I hope you enjoy it. I think I've got all of Howard's books. I got Bran Mak Morn. I think there's 4 Conan omnibuses that have novels and short stories. Definitely a good writer. They said he used to hallucinate that Conan was standing behind him with a sword, telling him what to say when he was writing. I have no idea if that's true, but it's a kind of a neat story if it is. I think he ended up dying like in his late 20s, early 30s. It's kind of a shame when you think all the years he would have had to write so many more great stories. Arbite says, LOL Lady Peacock, that would be an awesome progression, acting out the stories you read. You'd probably make a good mom for Otto. Yeah. Marcus says, last week I mentioned the OGL situation. After that, the community united to fight. I think that Hasbro Wizards are regretting their decision right now. I imagine they are, because I'm not that in. I used to play it a long time ago, but I'm not that into it. But I've seen some of the comments and videos on YouTube talking about it, and there are a lot of unhappy people for sure. I have no idea what made them think that changing the license like that would be a good idea. It just, when people make plans and decisions and then you suddenly yank the rug out from under them. It's not good. Mohammed Laving says, I'm going to start bombarding Netflix with requests to make a series from your books. Well, that's okay. I don't know if they'll take you up on it, but I certainly wouldn't complain if they wanted to, assuming they handled it right. I wouldn't want them to turn it into the second season of The Witcher, that's for sure. Big Pete says, wasn't Howard in some writing club during the 30s with some other short story greats? I think I read upon it once in a while. He lived in the cabin in the woods or something like that. I'm not sure about the cabin in the woods, but he was, and it was the big, the big pulp, all the big pulp writers were in the 30s. I think he was like Dashiell Hammett, I think, was active at the same time as him, and a bunch of other big writers from back then. Yeah, the pulp fiction was huge back in the 30s and the 20s and the 30s. Some of the it was funny in the I think it was the Great Depression. Some of the only people who were actually doing well financially were writers, because their stuff was cheap entertainment for people. Ian Creech says, hey, James, hope all is well up there. Do you have any YouTube channels you can recommend? Depends what you're looking for. I like Comic Artist Pro Secrets. I like Comics Matter with your boy Zach. I watch a lot of pickleball. What else? Oh, Just Some Guy, if you're into pop culture. His channel is quite good. Trying to think. Oh, if you like politics at all, I enjoy listening to Styx Hexenhammer. Big Pete says that's it. Yeah. Mohammed Laving or Marcus Simone says it's a great idea, but let's try all streaming so I can have a shower of offers. Yeah. I guess stranger things have happened. Ian Creech says, I listen to Styx. Yeah. I found Styx a couple of years ago. When he lived in Vermont, he was like almost directly east of me, I believe. East and a little bit south of where I live. We were practically neighbors, just separated by Lake Champlain. Dom CM says, have I read any BT Naro? I don't believe I have. What are the name of his series? Big Pete says, Styx is great. I stocked up in the January before the cough because of him. Oh, yeah, I remember him recommending that. Very good. I'm glad you were all stocked up when everything locked down. It was never, the lockdowns weren't that terrible around here where I live. Of course, we have a lot of local farms, so it was easy to get supplies from the local. So, King of Kings. That must be by BT Naro. Yeah, no, I haven't heard of it, but Swiss Medic says favorite book series. My favorite book, and this book will always have a place in my heart because it was the book that made me want to be a writer, is The Sword of Shannara by Terry Brooks. I thought that was great. I read it back in 10th grade, I think. Marcus Simone says, after Rings of Power, Willow, and Witcher Blood Origins, all dumpster fires, I think the producers will give more power for the creators. Yeah, you would think, excuse me, you would think after the way Game of Thrones ended, when they got away from what George was writing, that they would have, wanted to give the writers more control over that sort of thing, but it doesn't seem to be the case. Big Pete says, they weren't that bad at the end. I've just started checking out some tins I bought then, but because of Styx, I had insurance. Yeah, it doesn't hurt to have insurance, that's for sure. Artblade says, James, what's on the good snacks front? I think a variety of nuts and almonds should do the trick, just in case you haven't tried. Yeah, actually, nuts. I get a tin of mixed nuts. It's got almonds, peanuts, cashews, pecans, and Brazil nuts all mixed together. And those are all really good. And what else do I have for tasty snacks? Oh, I like Honeycrisp apples and red pears and what else? Oh, frozen. I like frozen fruit. It's almost like a popsicle. Marcus Simone says, you think my work would be great in animated form? Yeah, that would be cool. Lady Peacock loves BT Naro, and so does Artblade. Dom CM says, what is Sword of Shannara? It's an epic fantasy novel by Terry Brooks, the first of his Shannara series. Yeah, it's a really good story. If you haven't read it, I definitely recommend checking it out. Mohammed Laving says, since you said that all your books are in one universe, will we also get to see a powerful character like the one above all, I think, in Marvel Comics. That was the creator who forged the universe, but he was destroyed, so we probably won't get to see him. The Void is probably the most powerful, but he's trapped in a prison, so you get to meet little bits and pieces of his personality as it pokes out into reality here and there. So Lady Peacock says, well, sword and sorcery is my absolute favorite genre. I devour it with a passion. Yeah, I like fantasy, sword and sorcery, science fiction, thrillers, history. Vegan Maid says, I want to thank you for your books. You're very welcome, Vegan Maid, and thank you for stopping into the live stream. I don't think I've seen your name before, so it's great to have you. I'm reading Master and Commander by Patrick O'Brian right now. It's a historical novel set during the Napoleonic War. It's not exactly fast paced. It's really slow. I'm about, I don't know, 80 pages into it, and they're still in port getting the ship ready to take off. So that gives you some idea of how slow it is. But the writing is okay. It's just I'm waiting for something to actually happen. It's a bit of a grind. Let's see. I see we've got 16 people watching. Very good. I think we had 10 last time, so that's quite an improvement. Thanks everyone who stopped by. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Marcus Simone says, use the term beastkin in many of your books. Is it possible the future will see one of a more heroic-like character? I mentioned that because the Astounding Wolfman is one of my favorite comics. It's possible, I suppose. I'm not sure how. I guess I could probably write a character that was, like that. Maybe it'd be like a side character, somebody who helps the hero out, like Chewbacca. That would definitely work. Chewbacca-like character. Yeah, I could see that for sure. So who's everybody's favorite character so far in the new series? I'd like to know what you think. Has anyone read Schooled in Magic by Christopher G. Nuttall? I haven't, but I've heard his name, but I haven't read any of his books yet. Lady Peacock says Mia is her favorite. Very good. I like Mia too. She grows a lot throughout the series, so I was quite pleased with how she turned out. Marcus Simone says Han and Chewie are coming to my universe. Well, not technically, but Artblade says, "Oh, Mia and Jay. How do you spell it? Jaden? Joran. Joran. Joran Dencade. Supremo PHM99 says, "Hi, man. Do you have any advice for a new author for where to post his first work?" I would just put it up for sale on Amazon. Make sure you get a good cover and get it edited, and definitely, I would put it up on Amazon. And or are you looking for like feedback? If you're looking for feedback, I'm not sure exactly the best place for that. Maybe depending on the genre, you might do okay at Royal Road. But no, I would just publish it and move on to the next book. Mohammed Levy says Taylor Swift writes songs about her exes. Do you write characters based off people you interact with? Not intentionally. But like I said before, everything you read and see in real life and all of it goes into the mix in your imagination to make it, to make everyone unique. So I suppose technically everyone I know, it plays a small part in all the characters, but I don't actually like completely base somebody off of a real person. That's just asking for trouble. Lady Peacock says she can see me as potential. Very good. Hopefully you'll be pleased with her growth as a character. Artblade says Jorn and Mia make a great double main character. Yep, I thought so. Swissmatic says the unwelcome journey. Mine is definitely Jorn. He's so polite to the servants, and I like the dynamic of being into your work instead of looking deeply for lives like other fantasy characters. Yeah, good. It looks like everybody's liking Jorn and Mia. That's good. Marcus Samoa says, do I have a guilty pleasure movie or TV show? Guilty pleasure? I don't know. I don't feel guilty about anything I watch. I watch what I want to watch, and I don't really worry too much about anything else, what anyone thinks about it or anything. I watch a lot of anime. I suppose that could be a guilty pleasure. Supremo PHM99 says, no, I don't do I narrate? No, my books are narrated by a narrator named Joe Hempel. He's a pro, much better narrator than I could ever imagine being. If you want to hear my very poor attempt, you can listen to The Lightning. That was the very first audio serial I did. It's a mess, I'll be honest, but I did read it, so if you want to see what mine sounds like. But yeah, no, it was dreadful. That's why it was the first and last thing I narrated. I think I might have narrated some of my earlier short stories too, but yeah, Joe is a much better narrator than I am. Lady Peacock says yes, anime. Switz Medic says I also really like Mia because of her struggle with the princess. I also appreciate the representation. Yeah, it was an interesting dynamic to write. Marcus Samo says anime Goblin Slayer is one of my favorites nowadays, but my number one is Cowboy Bebop. The TV show broke my heart. Yeah, I like both of those. Goblin Slayer is great, and Cowboy Bebop is one of the first, not the first, but right towards the first of anime series I've ever watched. So yeah, they're both very good, and they definitely Netflix doesn't do particularly well turning anime into movies. I don't know why they can't seem to get it right, but they can't seem to get it right. It's very disappointing, to be honest. Have you read any of the light novels for Goblin Slayer? I think I've got the first 7 or 8 of them. Marcus Simone says, my first Zillion. I don't know what that is. Lady Peacock says she likes Goblin Slayer, but her fave is Seraph of the End and Blue Exorcist. I haven't seen Seraph of the End, but I agree with you on Blue Exorcist. That was an excellent anime. Artblade letting Supremo know he can see the live stream we did with Joe. Very good. Thanks, Art. Appreciate it. Arcane is really good on Netflix. Arcane. I haven't seen that one. Yeah, Mohammed Laving agrees they did well with Arcane. Vegan Maid says, I'm a newbie. Is there a structure in how I take in the material? Just feel lost. You mean like the order you should listen to the audiobooks? Just go into the playlists and watch each series in order. That's the main thing. Any series can be read in any order, so Lady Peacock says Arcane was really good. You can see why loads of people play Jinx in the game. Oh, it was based on a game, not an anime. I see. That's why I was confused. Arcane is pure poetry? I didn't see it. Of course, I don't. Oh, League of Legends. Okay, I do remember vaguely seeing they made a cartoon about League of Legends. I was talking about that they messed up all the live action adaptations of the animes that they've done. As far as I know, at least the ones I watched when I had Netflix were dreadful. I think some of the problem is they happen to choose some of my favorite animes to try and turn into live action, so pretty hard to live up to. I think I watched, which one did I watch? Maybe Bleach. And after that, I didn't watch any more of them. Lady Peacock says, yeah, it's not strictly anime. Swissmatic says, I think if the Portal War saga became a show, people are going to fan over Otto the same way that they fan over Wednesday. People love anti-heroes. Yeah, that could be. Otto's an interesting character. He seems to be one of the ones that people either love or hate. There isn't very much in between. Somebody in the comment section called him a murder hobo, so pretty sure that's not a compliment. Darwin Dominguez says the only okay adaptation was Rurouni Kenshin. Yeah, that one was actually pretty good. I don't think Netflix did that one though, did they? I think that was just something that they aired. I don't think it was a Netflix studio production, but I could be wrong. I'm really not sure. I got a crooked smiley face from Lady Peacock. Heartblade said, sorry for butchering your name, James. James's channel. I fell victim to that infamous fat finger syndrome. No worries, Art. Let's see. So the new series is going to be 5 books. I'm not sure if I mentioned that or not. Oh, and I haven't mentioned yet, if anybody's interested, the Kickstarter is still up and will be for another 10 days, I think. Lady Peacock says, oh, heck, I got to go. Good to meet everybody. Lovely talking to you. See you next time. Thanks for stopping in, Lady Peacock. It was great to meet you. And we're getting towards the end of the live stream anyway, so it's cool that you could stop by. Swissmatic says, but he's rich. How is he a hobo? Yeah, I think it was more the murder part than the hobo part that Marcus Smo says, how many books do you have in your collection? The ones behind me, about 1,500. That I've written, 43. Muhammad Levy says, had already set my mind to loving Otto the moment he dealt with the highway robbers in front of his father. I decided then that I would love him no matter what atrocities he committed. Oh, very good. I'm glad you liked Otto, despite his many atrocities, because he committed a few. But you know what they say, can't make an omelet without breaking a few eggs, right? Well, it's getting towards that time, everyone. So if there's any more questions, let's post them now. I think I'll be calling it quits here in about 5 or 6 minutes. Darwin Dominguez says it was for the Empire. Exactly. Anything for the Empire. It's amazing how people can justify things in the name of for kin and country, I suppose. Bye, Mohammed. Glad you could stop by. Hope to see you next week. Heartblade says, Otto is laser focused. No BS. There are no atrocities, at least from his point of view, and I agree with him. Yeah, that's for sure. He definitely doesn't see them that way, especially after he breaks through his personal barrier and has most of his soul replaced with ether. Marcus Samoa says, I love the idea of the armor in Otto's books. Ian Creech says, have a good evening. Get on Arcane and let your audience know what you think. Yeah, I don't have Netflix anymore, so that's going to be a problem. All right. Since I don't see any more questions, I think I'm going to call this one good. It was great to have everybody. Thanks for stopping. Oh, here we go. After the new series is completed, are you going to keep writing? I love your work, and once I get a job, I'm going to buy all the physical copies. Oh yes, I never stop writing. I'm working on the new portal. I'm working on the new Aegis of Merlin book right now, and after that, I'll have a new trilogy set in the Portal Wars universe, and Joe's going to be recording the first 2 books of a new urban fantasy series in a couple of months. So yeah, I'm not going to stop writing, so no need to worry about that. All right, everyone's saying goodbye, so I believe I will too. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you next time, guys. It was a fun stream. See you later.